So when they sent out the invite for this rally, they said there'd be around 900 people here. Let me tell you, there's way more than 900 people here. Let's give it up for the organizers, including UAW and organized labor. We are truly living through a golden age of science and medicine. I read the headlines that come out about the advances that are happening right now, and it's truly astounding. And in the last 100 years, we've seen advances in medicine and science that are truly astounding. My grandmother recently died at the age of 104. And the kind of advancements that she saw in her lifetime are truly unbelievable. When she was born, a simple cut could lead to death by infection quite easily because penicillin had yet to be invented. We can see that kind of progress in our lifetimes. We may look back years from now and be astounded at the medical advancements that we've made, that all of you have made during our time. Or we can look back and reflect on how we as a society, how we blew it, and progress stalled, and we actually lost ground on diseases like cancer, heart disease. It's going to depend on what we do now. What we do now is going to determine what future we have, because what we've got now, the biggest threat now to progress is the leadership in our country, the President of the United States, who's determined not only to not support medicine and science, but is waging war on medicine and science by slashing the funding to the very research that's going to make advancements possible, that's going to make saving lives possible. The kind of president who displays such a level of ignorance that he'll stand up in front of both houses in Congress and the American people and talk and tell everyone that the federal government is funding research to turn mice transgender. When he's talking about transgenic mice. You all know what transgenic mice are. The kind of president that would appoint a person like RFK Jr., a conspiracy theorist who traffics in misinformation and undermines science and public health. People are going to die because of RFK Jr. In fact, they already have. They already have. So I want to make an appeal to all people of good conscience of both parties. Stop this madness. Stop this madness. So what do we have to do now? We've got to stand up against the cuts to NIH, FDA, NOAA, CDC, EPA. We've got to reject the spread of misinformation that endangers public health. We've got to champion the causes of science, truth, and the well-being of our public. We've got to advocate for science-based policies, policies that are rooted in science and research. We've got to support our researchers, our doctors, our public health officials, including the thousands here in New York City who are leading the way on breakthroughs in our time. We've got to vote, 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 Vote! And for this November, in addition to being out in places like this, making our voices heard in ways like this, we've got to hit doors in swing districts. We've got to get on the phones and turn over the houses of Congress. We've got to do it. We've got to do it next November, because together, I really believe that we could look back at this time as a time that we stood up against ignorance, against misinformation. We stood up and we beat back these attacks against science and truth in our time. And not only did we beat back these attacks against science, but we made further advancements that dwarf everything that we've done before. We've made advancements that are far beyond what we're even acknowledging today. Because what do we do when science is under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when medicine is under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when our public hospital system is under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when our federal agencies are under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
So let's go out and win.